Welcome, students. My name is Anthony, and I am your Financial Management 1 lecturer for Boston Media House. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to your new academic year. Just remember that we are going to be using a blended learning approach where most of your classes will be conducted online, and there will be selected workshops throughout the year where you can attend on campus to receive additional assistance. For now, just to get you started, I just want to outline the importance of being able to log in and access Cole Campus. Please go to the Cole Campus website and log in with your user information. You can see that I've got other courses as well. I lecture Financial Management 1, 2, and 3, and I've been doing this for several years at Boston Media House now. You'll learn a bit more about my background later. Just to introduce you to this particular course, if you click on that link, it'll open up this page and there'll be a bit of a welcome. This is the current Financial Management 1 module that I have available. This will still be subject to change based on the 2021 academic year because I know some students are still doing supplementary exams. You can have a look at this information. Those are my details there, as well as the academic manager. Currently, Pranisha Naika is the academic manager for Boston Media House, and she manages many courses, including this one. Please use our contact information if you feel you need some additional assistance. The best way to communicate with us is on Cole Campus, so please make use of those discussion forums that you can use to post any specific questions that you might have. I will post from time to time little activities and little notes that you can maybe answer and discuss with your peers as well. If you go to the discussions page, as soon as it loads, you'll see that there are different posts that we will be providing you all with. Okay, these are still the ones from last year. Unfortunately, the system hasn't been updated yet with 2021 content, but that will probably be done in the next few weeks. Okay, the first thing I want to take you all through is the subject outline for your course. You are all covering the Bachelor of Business Administration in Media Operations Management, the BBA. Please make sure that you've gone through this content. This will be available on Cole Campus for you to download. As a student, you're obviously going to be deciding on a specific career option, and you can have a look at the ones that are outlined over here. When looking at financial accounting and management, all of you have completed 1 year at Boston Media House. Currently, all of you, the vast majority, are in your second year of study in terms of your BBA, and now you're going to be starting with the first year of financial management, which is Financial Management 1. Then you've got 2 and 3. Right, those are the course codes, and I'm going to be highlighting the first level for all of you. The first year of financial management is going to be focusing on generally the basics, the fundamental skills and knowledge that you require in order to build your understanding of financial management concepts when taking it to higher levels later on in your studies. We'll be looking at level 2 and 3 next year and the year after that, when we're going to be focusing specifically on how do we take our basic knowledge and how do we build on it. So please appreciate this particular course in terms of its importance, because it's going to give you the fundamental skills that's going to help you in understanding what incomes are, expenses, assets, liabilities, etc., etc. Okay, so just remember, this is the foundation. A lot of it is quite focused on accounting. I hope all of you have collected your textbook. In the next video, I am going to be looking at content from the actual textbook, which is called Financial Management for the Media Executive Volume 1. So make sure you've gone to campus to collect your copy of the textbook so you can follow with me week on week as we go through the content. You don't need any other additional information. This is the prescribed textbook that Boston has supplied you with. It's included as part of your course, so there's no need to purchase any separate textbook. Just make sure you have the right copy, and that will provide you with all the notes and all the additional activities that you'll be needing in order to complete this course. This particular summary highlights some of those things that you'll be covering in the actual textbook. We'll be looking at cash and credit, we'll be looking at inventory, salaries, wages, reconciliations, etc. There's a lot. we have the whole year to cover all the content that's necessary so that you can complete your assessments. I will be describing what assessments you'll be required to do, and you will be briefed at a later stage once we have the approved briefs to brief you in a particular week so you know what to expect for your tests and exams. Knowing, doing, and being. This is what your lesson plans are based on in terms of giving you all the information that you need to know, things that you need to do, so the actions that you need to take in order to become the financial manager that you are hoping to as part of your skill set. Okay, so remember, financial management is just a skill that's going to help you become a better media executive. So depending on what sort of career you're going to be choosing, it doesn't matter which one. I mean, if I just take an example here, let's go with digital project manager, or even better, let's go with social media. A lot of you like social media. Maybe one day you are going to be a social media manager for a large brand, and you're going to be required to make decisions that have money as part of the debate, okay, or the discussion. Right, so for example, something like a budget. Okay, you're going to have to budget and plan for your social media ad campaigns or for your marketing campaigns, whatever you're doing. Right, so just be aware that irrespective of your career option, please understand how important knowing how to manage money is in the bigger context, because all of you are going to be making decisions at some point in time as a manager, and you need to have those basic skills to make good decisions. And that's the purpose of this course. This course is going to give you the knowing, doing, and being so you can all be effective and financially savvy media graduates once you've completed all 3 levels, obviously. Right, so this is the subject outline, just giving you an indication of level 1, level 2, and level 3. Right now, level 1 is important. That's the important one that we're going to be looking at. Maybe let's just bold that. Okay. Level 1 is your focus for this academic year. Make sure you do all the activities. Make sure you watch all the course content online. Make sure you log into Cold Campus and participate on the discussion forums. And make sure you attend all those workshops later on in the year. Just something else to highlight. It's important that all of you realize how important financial management is, because you need to realize that there's local and global financial factors that will affect you in your industry. So as a media business, and there are many different media companies, something that I would like all of you to consider is, do you know what the biggest companies are in South Africa? Have you thought about that? Which industry do you think is the biggest? Do you think media is the biggest? Do you think banking is the biggest? Do you think mining is the biggest? Do you think telecommunications is the biggest? We're going to be discussing some of this in our next video. So please give it some thought. You go and do some research and you think about that question. What is the biggest company in South Africa? Something else to consider is you have to take responsibility for your studies and for your decisions ultimately as a financial manager one day when you're running a company. So you will always have to take responsibility for your own work and actions and for the resources entrusted to you, right? And that's part of the financial management that we're discussing. People are going to be giving you a certain amount of money, okay, as a budget, and that budget needs to be used appropriately. So if you've got the right knowledge and the right information and the right skill set, you should be able to do well with the money that you've been provided. And this also kind of links to other things as well. So I want to take this opportunity to just remind you that as a student, you need to use all these resources as best as you can, right? Use the discussion forums, use your textbook, use the videos that you will be provided with on Cold Campus. It's your responsibility to also help yourselves learn as much as possible. Right? There's only so much I can do in terms of providing you with additional content, taking you through activities, helping you with questions, answering questions on Cold Campus, on email, etc. But I also need all of you to help yourselves as well by giving yourselves the best opportunity to pass. Right? And I've seen lots of students do well in this course. So please don't be intimidated by this course. Don't be nervous by this course. There have been students in the past that have never ever done any accounting or financial management. And I've had those students, the ones that really put in the effort, and those students are the ones that do well. So please believe in your ability to perform, believe in your ability to do well, and you should all do well. As a media graduate, your knowledge and skills need to be integrated, and you obviously need to cover all the different levels of financial management. Right now, we're only going to be looking at level 1, so please don't worry about level 2 and 3 that we'll look at later on in your academics when you reach higher years of study. What requirements do you require? First one is the textbook. Please make sure you've collected that from the actual basement on campus. It's on the, if you go through the actual gate, it's on the left. Okay, not the building on the right. That's where all the admin is, okay, in terms of reception and so on. It's on the left, the building on the left. But if you do get lost, please just ask for directions on campus. Please make sure you follow all the health and safety protocol so that you are safe. Because of COVID and because of the global pandemic. So please, if you are going to campus, you do need to sign in. You do need to check that you are within all the necessary criteria that government has outlined in terms of health and safety. There aren't any additional recommended resources, but you do need a calculator. You are going to be doing workings and calculations later on in the course, and you definitely need a calculator in order to help you so you're not having to do manual mental maths. Right? Use a calculator that'll help you in order to complete all the requirements that you need to do. Consumables, obviously paper, pens, files, etc. Make sure you've got that. A lot of the content that we'll be providing you with will be digital, so you can print out the notes if you want to, or you can use it digitally. Totally up to you. But what I would suggest you do is, while you're going through the actual content from the textbook and while you're watching the videos, make notes for yourselves, either on paper or digitally, or even just write on the actual textbook. Okay, remember, every year students get a new textbook, so you can use that textbook and you can add to it if you need to. So make notes, write in pencil or pen, highlight, circle, underline, use the textbook to your benefit. Costs are to be covered by the students. So obviously, anything in addition to what we've mentioned, you need to obviously pay for in terms of your paper, pens, files, highlighters, etc. Right. The textbook is included as part of your course, so that you don't need to purchase separately. It's part of your BBA. All right, and then your assessments. How many assessments will you be provided with throughout the year? Well, there are 4 assessment opportunities: F1, F2, F3, and then the summative. Each of those assessments has a specific weighting. So the first one will count 20% towards your year mark. And then you've got another 20%, 20%, and then the last exam, which is the 40%, which only happens at the end of the year. This assessment, I will be briefing you shortly, okay, probably in the first 2 or 3 weeks of the semester, and you'll know exactly what you need to do to prepare for that assessment. Please understand that that assessment only counts 20% towards the year mark, but if you look at all of these 3 assessments, 20 plus 20 plus 20 gives you 60%. Right, so just a heads up, I've helped lots of students throughout the years, over the different years. And throughout the year, students need to work consistently. If you're working consistently throughout the year, by the time you reach the end of the year, some of you might even have passed the course already because you would have written 60% of the year mark already. And then you've just got 40% left to do in that final assessment. The final assessment is the biggest assessment. It counts the most towards the year mark, and it is the most difficult and most challenging assessment throughout the year. So I would just advise you all to work throughout the year. Take it step by step, term by term, term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, okay, semester A, semester B, and make sure you're covering all the requirements that you need to do. There will always be a supplementary for each of those assessments, but remember, those supplementaries are for those students that might have missed the assessment because they were sick, they were absent, or maybe they had failed, but they want to improve their mark. All right, so ideally you want a second chance. Please do the first assessment. If the first assessment doesn't go so well, then you always have the supplementary to help you, just in case. Right, those other modules will come up later on in your BBA, so please don't worry about them. And then just some additional information here regarding those skills that you guys are going to be acquiring as you complete this course. Right, so I hope that's helpful. I hope that gives you a little bit of scope in terms of what you're required to do for this particular course. The last thing I wanted to show you is the textbook that you need to collect from Boston Media House. So please go to campus and collect a copy of your Financial Management for the Media Executive Volume 1. This is the textbook that you're going to be needing for this particular course. And this is the course content that I'm going to be using as I take you through the material in the next video and in the weeks ahead. Thank you for watching this video. If you do have any questions, please make sure you contact me or Pranisha. Our contact details are on Cole Campus, so please contact us if you have any questions. See you in the next video.